welcome back to my channel, Double Jackpot. Hope every one of y'all is having a great weekend. Hope the NFL is treating you well. Going to go over some results for this Sunday in the NFL, pending the Monday night game and pending the Kansas City-Baltimore game that's going on, which both me and Miss Jackpot have Kansas City. Okay, Miss Jackpot's record for the NFL is 7-5-1. Very well done. And yours truly was 8-4-1. Those buying the half a points favored both of us in times. Couldn't believe that Seattle gave it up at the end. But we're going to talk about, and my big exotic pick, which I'll always give you. It's a 4-team teaser. It's a 13-point tease. It won quite easily. Bounced back after last week, losing a nail biter at the end. But this week I had Cleveland minus a half, Tampa plus a half, San Francisco plus 10, and I told you Arizona plus 9.5, and I also said I wouldn't mind if taking Dallas plus 16. So all of those were easy winners. So we're back in the win column there, and we're back in the win column on the picks in general. But I've been getting emails from all over the world, hundreds of them. So if I don't get back to you quickly, I'm doing the best I can. But to my loyal subscribers who I talk to quite often, got an email from a guy that said he was not in Christopher's inner circle, but he got some information and quietly upset CM. He was spotted down in Columbus, Ohio, his hometown, or where he lives. Not really his hometown, but where he spends a lot of time, which he'll probably move back to soon. Down there at the Ohio State game, where Ohio State played Tulsa. Tulsa got the point spread cover. They were, I think, getting 25 at least. Ohio State only won by 19. He pitched a tantrum in the Horseshoe. Was always upset, acting a fool, and he left the game early. And I'll tell you one thing: he wasn't happy, and my sources say he jumped in the Olentangy River right outside the stadium in just a fit of rage. He was so upset. So if you saw Christopher Mitchell sliding down at the Olentangy River, some guy screaming and yelling and hollering, that was yours truly. Holler at your boy! Booyah! So Christopher Mitchell, he gets hit hard in week 1 with Ohio State. So what does this fool do? He puts on his number 1 jersey and goes right back down to Ohio State and plays them again, thinking, oh man, they can't possibly not cover again. And quite honestly, they didn't cover again. So he lost double. This whole sports gambling, we do it for fun. Me and Miss Jackpot, we have fun with it. But like I said, we don't have anything over $20 going on. And a lot of these we don't even have wagers on. We're just giving you our picks. So today, I was up $40 is what I was up. And yesterday, I think I was down like $6 because I had Pittsburgh gets destroyed by, I just can't even bear to see it, but Pittsburgh lost to Western Michigan at home 44-41. And Toledo, who played Notre Dame tough for 4 quarters, Notre Dame was lucky to get out of there with a W. Colorado State comes into Toledo and beats them 20-6. Check that, 22-6. And there's another game I heard Christopher Mitchell lost a lot of money on. He had UCLA and Fresno State goes into UCLA and beats them 40-37. So I'm just saying, this whole sports gambling is tough. It's tough. It's tougher than Baccarat. It's tougher than most things. And you have to have money management skills to do it. And here's the number 1 thing. Christopher Mitchell, if you're looking, I know you're a subscriber, probably under about 37 accounts. So listen closely, okay? I'm giving you this great advice. Just because you like something like this, like the Ohio State Buckeyes, don't bet on your team that you like, Okay, I'm giving you free advice. Do not bet on teams that you like unless you really think they're going to win. But if you're just going for them, you're in for a disappointment. Oregon won that game straight up against Ohio State. And Tulsa, the game probably was really never in any jeopardy, but they did not get the cover. So, guys, do not bet on the teams you like. I tell you, back when I was really involved in this kind of stuff, here's the two biggest teams that fans would bet on, and it was because that was their favorite team. I mean, it was the Dallas Cowboys, always the Dallas Cowboys. It doesn't matter. Fans just are going to bet on their team. It doesn't matter if how horrible they are. And a lot of University of Texas fans are like that as well. Those are the two that I see all the time. It's not just because I'm here in Texas. I see it in other teams. Ohio State's probably the same way. But anyways, do not do that. That's your free tip. Just because you like a team is probably not a good reason to bet on that team. Okay, teams that are liked. A lot of the sportsbook know that, and they're going to go a little bit higher because they know their base is going to bet on. Look at Alabama. They were lucky to get out of Florida with a win in the swamp. I told you that yesterday. They won by 2, I think. So, I mean, you could probably bet all that money was on Alabama. That was a lot of sports services, big pick, also known as touts. So, I'm sure Christopher Mitchell it's hard, is what I'm saying. You're not going to do this for a living and think, I'm going to make money doing sports gambling. Everybody that I know that does it, it's for entertainment. It's to make the game exciting. And I highly encourage you, if you do it, you can get an online account. If you're looking for an online account, email me, doublejackpot01. I'll give you the account that I use, and I'll be more than happy to tell you I've never had any problems with them. I'm just going to tell you right out, entertainment purposes only. And like I said, I don't do this regularly. It's just really for fun. I mean, I do $5 wagers at times. It's not like week 1, I didn't do hardly anything. So I'm just saying, I do them for the videos. I do them for you guys. I'm risking my own money. Just joking, guys. I'm just playing with you guys. It's trying to be like Christopher Mitchell, like when he plays that extra 70 minutes on his videos. He's doing it for you guys when he tells you all the time, play a little bit of time and get out. He never follows his own rules. Okay, understand that. All these strategies and all these rules. Watch his videos. They're tough. They're very hard to watch because he doesn't even follow his own rules. And I'll be very leery if I would say, just from what I've heard, he's not making this crazy money. A lot of people, I'm telling you, in week 1 and 2, where everybody's shifting over to the NFL, there's some money to be made in Major League Baseball this time of year towards the end. Some of these teams jockeying for positions. A lot of people that are no longer playing for a playoff spot. They're bringing in young players. They're getting a look at a lot of new talent. So, as the handicappers focus on college football and NFL, you could get some very favorable lines in Major League Baseball. So do not overlook that. Like today, there was 3 or 4 teams that historically dominate, and the lines are very favorable. I just looked at them. I didn't play anything. I should have. All the teams I looked at won. So, guys, don't overlook. If you guys are sports gamblers, don't overlook baseball right now till the playoffs. You can get some advantageous lines. So it's really amazing because, Christopher Mitchell, he wants to portray this lifestyle. There's nothing glamorous about it. I get a kick out of doing this with Miss Jackpot. We give picks, and we had a winning week. But like I said, this was for entertainment only. Do not bet more than you can lose. Do not, if you guys do follow these, because I'd feel bad if I lost. I'd feel very bad that y'all are playing these games. The only one that I really put a lot of heart into is when I give you the 13-point exotic, and it's minus 130. So I think on this pick, I think I had $26 to win 20. So, there's no sure things. And, he said, I think the person I spoke with said, hey, he left the Horseshoe pissed. He left the Horseshoe pissed. So, my tip for you guys, if you guys play online, and you have access to it on your mobile device, when a game's not going your way, you can look for a way to bail out. I hope that makes sense to you. Like, you could have got some, if you're not winning that Ohio State game and you had a lot of money on it, there's nothing wrong with jumping ship, getting a favorable line, and getting back over to getting your money on Tulsa and getting a bailout, hedging your bets. You almost have to do that these days. If you're going to bet large sums of money, I highly encourage you to get on your mobile device and look at a live line, but you got to know what you're doing. If you don't have a clue, do not do it. You're just going to dig a bigger hole for yourself. So he leaves the Horseshoe pissed off, jumps in the Olentangy River, tries to cool off, flops around there for a while, hoping people would toss him some quarters, thinking it was a fountain. It was a dirty river to boot, so he had to get in that Lexus, had to dry off. It was quite sad. I don't think he actually drove to Ohio, but that's the story. I'm just sticking to it. Okay. So enjoy it. Christopher Mitchell's just you thought he was bad at blackjack strategies, thinking, oh, I love this story to you guys. I love his basic blackjack strategy was made by the casinos, given to players so you guys lose. Forgetting you can crunch the numbers and do the odds, and thinking basic blackjack strategy, if you aren't a card counter, is a dang good way to play. I highly encourage you to follow the basic strategy if you're not counting cards. That's the strategy I would use, But I watched this video. I wish I knew who had that video up. It was a new YouTuber, and it was quite entertaining. I never forget, he was blaming and talking a lot of smack about the players. It's like, I always hate that when, God, the guy next to me ruined the entire game. They stole those tens. Like the shoe knows where those cards are going. Again, it feels like that. I mean, everybody said that before. Anybody that's played with an inexperienced blackjack player that loses hands blames it on the other players at the table. And that may very well be. It sure feels like it. But to say that on a video shows a rank amateur, and also shows a rank amateur when you're betting your favorite team. That's a sure sign not to play with Christopher Mitchell on sports betting and giving him a dime. If he's going back to Ohio State twice and then he leaves the stadium swearing he'll never play Ohio State again, or he'll never bet on that team, that's a sure sign of frustration. It's a sure sign of a loser. It's a sure sign of a non-professional. It's basically a sure sign of a fan or alumni, or let's just call it a fan of that team. But I'll tell you, I've seen a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans bet regularly like the Cowboys are always going to cover and win. Even when the line's bad, even when they have injuries, even when there's nothing to play for, you swear Cowboy fans are the worst, at least down here in my neck of the woods, because I've seen a lot of action on them, and I see the way people play them. And the same way with Texan fans and the local colleges. They swear every week that their team is going to win in a blowout. It's just funny. It doesn't matter what the line is. It doesn't matter. I don't care if the Cowboys are minus 20. They're going to take the Cowboys. So I'm just saying, and I have proof on that because I've adjusted lines in the past to prove that strategy. Guys, do not play your favorite teams. Do not play your teams that you liked when you were a kid growing up. I'd much rather you bet on the uniforms. I'd much rather you bet on the mascot. But just to bet because it's your favorite team, you're going to lose. I promise you that, because I've seen players do it all the time. I'm going to give you some other tips. Christopher Mitchell, he doesn't do videos when he loses and it has any kind of explanation. A lot of these handicappers that lose, they'll go over the game. They'll give input. I'm going to tell you today, I told you I loved the Cleveland Browns. Let's get into that real quick because I don't want you to think I just forgot about that. I love that game. I really did. And then when Tyrod Taylor got hurt and didn't come out of the game, I thought for sure Cleveland was going to go on for the route. And even late in the game, these aren't what ifs. I already accepted the loss. I accepted the big game loss. And they blitzed the young quarterback. I don't know, Davis Mills, I think his name was, for the Texans. Gets hammered by a blitz. Ball's laying there on the field. 9 times out of 10, somebody from the other team, the defensive side of the ball, would have picked it up, rambled for a scoop and score for a touchdown, but it didn't happen. Cleveland had many opportunities to cover that larger number. It didn't happen. Texans got the W if you were a gambler, and they played the Browns tough. There's no excuses. I just did not think the Texans were going to keep the game. And again, it was not kept under double digits. I don't think. I think they won by 10. I'm not sure. I just know they didn't cover the 13 and a half. But I did get it with my big 13-point tees. So it all balanced out. And I'll say this about that game. When you start laying numbers over 10 or 11, it's tough. It really is. I know probably Tampa Bay covered their large number today. We'll see if Green Bay covers their large number. Tomorrow on Monday night's game, I haven't released that pick. We'll do a pick before the game, me and Miss Jackpot. But I'll tell you, I'm leaning towards Green Bay coming off their horrific performance against the Saints down in Florida. So, guys, just know this. You got a guy that's jumping around. He never gives any closure to anything he does. So now he's in the sports picks. If you're going to do that and you're going to try to get people to sign up with you, you got to give them some kind. Even these touts, they have their own website or their own 800 number, and they always give a free pick, and they do it every single day to build a following. They do, and I follow 6 or 7 guys. They all are horrible. I mean, at the end of the day, they're not good. They get in a little streak, and then they lose. So I'm not even going to give you that because I don't want you guys to follow people that are just barely getting by. The best thing to do is find somebody hot for a couple of weeks and play them. Like I said, this was 8-4, 7-5. It's as good as, I'm sure there's better picks. I'm sure a lot of you guys did better. I mean, you could get to 9-3, 10-2. Today was not a difficult week. It was one of the better weeks. A lot of close games, a lot of high-scoring games. Guys, do this for fun, okay? I know so many of you guys are looking for ways to make money. This is not it. This is a way to lose money, hence the term gambling. And do not listen to the hype and BS that's out there. And, Christopher Mitchell's full of that. Look, he's wrong on his Bitcoin. He's wrong on his sports picks. He never had a chance at sports picks. The Baccarat and roulette and all that stuff, you're not even talking, you're talking 50-50 games. So it really comes down to a guessing game and how much you want to martingale and how much you want to risk for very little reward. Be careful. I know a lot of guys have given me positive feedback telling me thanks for doing these videos, because if you just see him and you're just searching, and there's a lot of people that are, I don't want to say they haven't been at it in a long time. If you've been doing this and you can understand your odds are not with you, okay? On sports games too, okay? We both have the Chiefs tonight. Enjoy that game. It's probably getting close to halftime. We'll have a Monday night pick for you. We're going to get into Christopher Mitchell's handicapping and lack of. If you guys in the inner circle want to leave me information on what's going on in there and the sports picks, doublejackpot01@gmail.com. I do not want to see you guys get scammed. I don't want to see you guys lose money. I highly encourage you guys, if you're got an addictive personality, that you don't even get involved in this kind of stuff. Put your money to a good solid investment. Do not risk your hard-earned money unless you're just doing it for fun and you're not looking to gain. Okay, I hate to see anybody lose anything, because this isn't something that is going to change your life. It's going to change your life for the worse. Guys, please, if you have not already subscribed. I love each and every one of you guys. Leave me your comments. I really appreciate everything you guys do and leaving the comments and all the support you guys give me. And we're going to stay on top of this and make sure that he doesn't get any newer victims and anybody new to this kind of stuff, because that's what it's about. He's always searching, and he's done well with searching for people to give him outrageous amounts of money. We don't want that to happen. So hopefully people tune into these videos and they see it. And Next week I will be giving one of my viewers. I hope you've stayed tuned. If you've stayed tuned long enough, Dina Williams, I'm going to do a special video that you've mentioned about investing. I love that strategy. I love how you said it in the comments, and I promise you I'm going to get onto that. I just want to give it the due justice it deserves. So guys, I'll talk to y'all next tomorrow for the Monday night winner and a recap of the weekend. Y'all have a good night.